I'm Puneet Shetty, VP of Product at Celona. We are here at MWC 2024 in the Palo Alto booth with Hugo Perez from the Wireless Solutions team at Palo Alto. Hugo Perez and his team and the Celona team have been working very closely over the last, 6 to 9 months to build this integration between Celona and Palo Alto and solve some real world problems that we are seeing in the IT OT world with customers in the industrial environment. And particularly the three use cases that we have been focusing on is number one, providing additional visibility to the next generation firewall of Palo Alto so they can take appropriate action on any anomaly that they see. Number two, using Palo Alto, using that context to apply the policies appropriately. And number three, which is I think the most important, closing the loop and applying that policy from Palo Alto to Orchestrator on the last mile so that no untoward incident were to occur on the network. So with that, I'll pass it on to Hugo Perez to take us through the demo.
Thank you for the introduction, and hello everyone. Yes, so this demo is about extending our Zero Trust posture on the 5G private networks by using 5G identifiers. Over here we have a high-level architecture of the whole demonstration where we have the 5G private network of Celona, the Celona Edge, the access point, and the orchestrator. From Palo Alto, we have the firewall, next generation firewall that understands 3GPP protocols. And we have the automation, the security orchestration and automation tool from Palo Alto XOR. In addition to that, we have also our CDSS subscription, which is like IoT and threat prevention. So on the devices side, we have industrial devices, as well as IT devices like smartphones, tablets, and so on. And we will have that in an environment of a smart car manufacturing. So in a smart car manufacturing, we have multiple devices, part of the OT environment, like the PLC, HMIs, human machine interface, and we have smartphones and different type of IT devices, which can be seamless connected with 5G as a single technology. However, the visibility for 5G devices on the security part of it is way different than the traditional IT domain, Wi-Fi, fixed Ethernet, and these kind of things, because essentially these identifiers like IP addresses are changing all the time. Like there is no MAC address, or so. From the security standpoint of view, these are not trusted identifiers. So we need to have that identification, and that we are getting thanks to Celona in this case. In this environment of the demo in the smart car manufacturing, the first use case is the visibility, because you can protect what you can see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everything will be great. No news, good news. But in this case, we need to see everything which is on the network and the 5G network. And here we have our IoT portal that is showing in a single pane of glass the devices which are cellular and non-cellular. Cellular means that they have an IMEI, SUPI, IMSI, PEI, depending if it's 4G or 5G. And MAC addresses if they are regular traditional IP non-cellular devices, like in this case a PLC, the HMI, or here we have a cellular router, smartphone as well, showing this is the visibility part of it. And then of course, if you dig in any of those devices, you will know what are the transactions that the device is originated and where it's terminating, and which application is using for this case. We're going to flag as a security company those applications that are not supposed to do, like in this case, this PLC is doing FTP to the HMI, which is not supposed to do that, and give a recommendation as a feedback, policy recommendation to our next generation firewall.
So if I understand correctly, Hugo, you have now the ability, with all this additional context about the IMEI, the IMSI, and also ever-changing IP address, you can put all of that together and use that additional context to really say, okay, this is a Siemens PLC, right? It is supposed to be doing these things. And you realize here that it's doing something that it should not. For example, here the Siemens PLC is actually doing FTP which it shouldn't. So that additional context is helping
Yeah.
you do your piece in a more elaborate manner, right?
Exactly, exactly. So first step is device identification. And we profile the device based on those identifiers, multiple identifiers. In addition to that, we look at the application, and with machine learning algorithms, we look at the behavior of those applications. And any anomaly in that kind of applications, we will flag it and generate those policy recommendations.
Yeah, perfect.
The second part of the demos is the per device policies. So in addition to the visibility that you can have, you also need to create those policies that you want to have in your network.
Yeah.
Meaning that I know that this device is supposed to do certain application, but not the other application. But the first word I say is device, no?
Yeah.
So we need to have a proper identification of the device. In this case, it's 5G device. It's not IP. It's gonna be IMEI or IMSI.
Correct.
And that's we are getting thanks to the integration together with the Celona orchestrator. Once we have that identified, we can create, in this case, for example, security policies based on equipment ID or IMEI or IMSI. And even if the device change IP addresses, or even if the device change the profile of the device, we will still track the device and enforce the security policy based on the IMEI or IMSI.
And here the API integration is between the Celona's orchestrator,
Yep.
which is our management platform, and your XOR platform.
XOR
correct?
platform. Correct. So XOR is talking to Celona
Yep.
with the APIs, open APIs, and we're getting that correlation information from
Perfect,
Celona.
yep.
And of course, this is when the policy is enforced. We have here allowing the application, and once it's enforced, we are just blocking that application. So in this case, there is no reason why a smartphone is talking Modbus to HMI.
Yeah.
So it
exactly.
doesn't make any sense, right? Then the third use case is an automation. So in regular operation, everything is working perfectly, but when there is a threat or a malware, we need to have automation in order to restrict the traffic or take actions, depending how drastic or the security posture of the customer. In this case, we are doing a loop of the information. So first, we are detecting the threat, we are blocking the threat, and then we are informing to Celona via APIs that there is a security event. Celona in turns take an action. In this particular case, is changing the micro slice of this particular device and quarantine it in so it doesn't have any more traffic, or maybe just have a response page. It is fully customizable from the XOR point of view, and also from the Celona. You can put different actions depending on your security posture.
Exactly. So the idea would be that based on whatever the device threat score is, which obviously Palo Alto will provide based on the kind of anomaly that they have detected, they will provide us with the threat score. And based on the level of threat, the customer could customize the response that Celona takes, or the action that Celona takes on that specific device or a group of devices, whether it is kicking the device out of the network, moving it to a quarantine section of the network so it can only do certain things. So all of those things is something that customers can define both on the Palo Alto system as well as customize that on the Celona orchestrator.
Correct. That's it. So in this case, as part of the demo, we have an operator with a smartphone, probably the person is doing regular traffic or looking at the emails. There can be human error clicking on some
Yep.
phishing link.
We've all been there.
But yeah, it's very popular. So there might be that the entrance of the hacker or the bad actor is through there, and it can move laterally and gets to the OT domain. Yeah, can be a big disaster. So we want to anticipate and act as soon as possible with this automation, putting the device in quarantine. Yep. So once the threat is detected, XOR runs a playbook that is fully customizable from the operator. So depending on, again, on the security posture that they have, they can decide to just alert and not taking any further action. because there might be devices that requires continuous connection or not, or maybe devices can be disconnected.
Yeah.
And then in this case, informing Celona, Celona is taking the action of taking the device into a different macro slice. And again, this is fully customizable, and it will get reports of every action that is taken in an automated way. Once the device is, the security event is given to Celona and then given the threat score from the IoT, Celona will take the action and close the loop, triggering from the Celona orchestrator towards the Celona edge and moving the device to a different microslice. In this case, a quarantine microslice.
Yeah.
Of course, there should be, this device is not going to be quarantined forever.
Yeah.
So there is a security investigation here, which is the SOC of the operator or the customer in this case. And they might take actions like sanitize it or put in antivirus or remove the device completely. So they should have the option to move back this device to the regular traffic, in this case, regular traffic macro slice. So the same way we do the automation, the API, we can do it from XOR to move this device back to the regular. So in XOR, we just put back the device to regular traffic macro slice.
Perfect. And I think the important piece here to note is you're detecting an anomaly in the network, but you're taking the action and you're making sure through the Celona network that you're actually making sure that the device is quarantined right at the RAN side, right? Even
Correct.
before it enters the network. So the last mile access is where you're actually enforcing the policy, which is the best place you could be enforcing policy. So you make sure that nothing untoward gets onto the network. So that's the key part. So thank you, Hugo.
You're welcome.
This was amazing. Thank you.